Sharuna in a preb.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fangs and Flowers, a Vampiric legacy. And we're here with Amaryllis Foxglove, our young vampiress, and Janelle, who up to now has been a big romantic interest in her life and has almost begun to become a friend. But last time, I'm afraid Amaryllis did something that may actually end up destroying her relationship with Janelle. She had a deep drink from Janelle without any permission. She requested a drink from Janelle, a little sip of her plasma, if you will, just to kind of top her off because she was getting extremely thirsty. And Janelle turned her away twice and said, "Get those fangs away from me." And it was very hurtful and confusing. But Amaryllis didn't take her seriously because she still sees Janelle as kind of a mere mortal, a mundane. And, you know, of course she knows what Janelle actually wants. And that's whatever Amaryllis wants. So she compelled Janelle for a deep drink, filled up her thirst. Janelle passed out and feeling a little bit confused, maybe just the teensiest, tiniest bit uncomfortable about it, buried somewhere under the first kiss that they had shared right before that, and just enjoying being outside. You can tell where Amaryllis ranks Janelle's concerns and comfort on her list of moodlets and her list of desires. We did bring Janelle back over here kind of by accident because we were still in a group together, but we came over here to spend the night trying to find something that Amaryllis can do for fun, and we accidentally brought Janelle with us. So we're saying that Amaryllis scooped Janelle, who had passed out from the deep drink, out. She'd passed out from the deep drink. She scooped her up and brought her here to recover, thinking it was just kind of an interesting human thing to have fallen down like that. And Janelle is actually quite upset, realizing that we took a huge hit to the actual friendship they had, even though their attraction to each other is still super high, that Janelle and Amaryllis are definitely two different types. I think Janelle is really kind of disturbed because she's realized that Amaryllis is actually a real vampire. It's clicking together. 2 + 2 = 4, finally. Or I should say 2 + 2 = Fangs. And yeah, she's a little worried about what to do about that. And she's very upset that Amaryllis just drained her of her plasma without permission, compelled her to do so. So Amaryllis is going to have to start, let's see. I want her to start talking to Janelle. Maybe telling her about like what it's like to be a vampire, recall mortal life. She never really had one. She was born a vampire. I want her to be able to really just discuss what it's like to be a vampire with Janelle and to try to explain. They need to have like a deep conversation if I can find it. Compared to Long Lost Love, Blow Kiss, I don't think now's the time to ask to be girlfriend because that was really not right to drain her of her plasma without permission like that. Profess Undying Love. I want the ability to just have some long conversations. So let's ask to stargaze. Let's go ahead and just start by asking to stargaze here in the graveyard. Hopefully that doesn't make Janelle too nervous. And these two can go ahead, sit down. Yeah, Janelle's like, okay, but only if we're over by the light, even if it washes out some of the stars. And hopefully they'll be able to build up a little bit more of a relationship. I have a feeling Janelle would be asking all sorts of questions about what does it mean to be a vampire and how could you do that, and maybe explaining why it would be wrong. I imagine Amaryllis's face would probably just be so naive and trusting, just so open. She really doesn't understand why she would have done something wrong, and we'll have to see if her relationship with Janelle will be able to recover from this. She does want to kiss Janelle again. They had their first kiss last night. It was so cute. Look at Janelle's cute shoes. Of course, I've never noticed those kinds of things in real life, but for some reason in Sims and Star Stable, I notice what they're wearing all the time and I get excited about it. It's ridiculous. All right, and now it looks like Amaryllis is starting to want to think more about her business, proposing crazy scheme. She does want to make out with Janelle, so we could see how that would go. But we'll let them spend a little bit of time stargazing together to build up their normal relationship and also build up Amaryllis's fun because, oh my gosh, this poor girl, she has really been working so hard at her business and her fun is so low. I might send her over here. This is the zoo. It's like a mock petting zoo, and I just thought that idea was so cute. And we're going to call it like a sculpture garden. We're going to say that this is like a sculpture garden zoo. zoo. So everybody knows it's not supposed to represent real animals, since we don't, cough cough, have those in The Sims 4 just yet. But my guess would be we'll have it before the year is out, honestly. But since we don't have those yet, I love the idea that everybody, including the Sims, acknowledges that this is just kind of a mock sculpture zoo. And it's really fun, actually. We might send them over there just to look at things later. Also, I love this graveyard. This is just so cool. We have multiple graveyards now. We have a pond? I didn't even notice there was a pond hanging out down here. I'll have to look for frogs and go fishing later. Ooh, and look at the beautiful petals coming off of this tree. And there's just so much prettiness everywhere. All right. And is this a goodbye? Are we saying goodbye? Okay, we're getting a hug. And now we're chatting with Janelle. So let's see. Why don't we invite to stay the night? I mean, we could take her back to our little house, ask to move in, ask to just be friends, we'll complain about sunlight to explain, yeah, we're a vampire a little bit better. And then maybe propose crazy scheme. Yeah, let's do propose crazy scheme, because I know what we could do. We could ask Janelle if she wants to learn so much about vampires. We'll tell her she can come and she can visit at the family farm. I think that's a great idea. And then we could go back home and we could try to build up the fun there. Practice singing. When did you pick up singing, Amaryllis? Yeah, I like that idea. So why don't we actually have, and maybe, look at this. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, let's invite her to stay the night and then let's go home to the family farm. And then Janelle can pop over there and maybe get to know a little bit more about vampires. That sounds like a good idea. All right, so let's go ahead. Is there any other choices that have to do with just like talking about being a vampire? Let's see. Recall mortal life. You know what? Let's do share secret. Share secret sounds like a good thing to do. It's not really a secret, but it works pretty well for the conversation we're trying to have here. So share secret to kind of bond about everything. And then we'll kiss hands to try to also apologize. And then we'll bring Janelle with us. We'll bring her with us to the family farm. So let's go ahead and invite to stay the night. And then we'll see what she thinks about that. We can give her an embrace. Because I think that Amaryllis I think Janelle wants to learn more about vampires. So we'll offer to take her back to the family farm to learn. And Amaryllis is starting to get an inkling that things with humans, things with mortals, are a little bit more confusing than she first thought. So, all right, now that we have Janelle with us again, let's go ahead. And we are actually going to go home. We're going to take them over to the family farm. So I will see you guys when we're over there, and we'll have to see what Janelle thinks of what it's like to be and what it's like being in Forgotten Hollow. Oh, Janelle, not there just yet. We'll bring you home. Hang on. All right, so that didn't work out quite how I thought it was going to. Janelle, because she fell asleep at the graveyard, we actually just left her sleeping on a bench in a graveyard. Yeah, so I don't know what she's going to think about waking up there, but I guess that kind of concludes the sleepover that they were having. But I'll say that we're back home for a little while, which is probably a good thing. I think we need to actually be here on the lot, watching the world pass by, if we want these plasma trees to ever get to the point where we can harvest them. So since we're so low on fun right now, then I think it's okay to have Amaryllis spend a little bit of time visiting with her grandmother, even though she wants to be working on the shop. I think she realizes that she sort of needs to figure out a little bit more about humans and mortals and all of their quirks before she really focuses on trying to run her store again, especially when she was thinking, because she got so exhausted trying to run her shop, she was thinking of gaining enough skills that she could simply command mortals to do her bidding. But then she commanded Janelle to let her have a deep drink without permission, and it upset her relationship with Janelle. So now I think she's being a little more thoughtful, a little bit more inspired, so we'll let her go ahead and come home and spend some time with her wonderful grandmother, Cynthia. So Cynthia, she was apparently hitting some sort of soothing drink, probably some sort of fancy pants plasma pack she had hiding in the kitchen. And we'll go ahead and let her interact. Ooh, let's have her. Can she view this? I think Cynthia would be happy viewing that. What do you want to do, Cynthia? Get out in the city? What are you going to do? What is, now she wants to have a hot tub? Cynthia, you're so funny. All right. And for Janelle, I think that she'll actually change into a different outfit because I imagine her grandma would not be pleased to see her in like her city outfit. Her grandmother is much more traditional, prefers traditional outfits. So let's put her in, we'll put her in this like piratey outfit that I really like. And this one's meant for when she's doing a little bit more work. So she needs to do something fun. What would that be? If I click on it, then she wants to go inside to light a campfire. That's interesting. Can you actually do that? Because the campfire, this is a beautiful lot, by the way. I believe it's by Simproved. It's the Vampire Farm. And I think I've shown it off to you guys before. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've shown it off to you guys before. I threw in a whole bunch more plants and did a few more building details in it since I got it from the gallery. But wow, it's ever awesome. And in the very, very top of this really awesome house, let me see if I can show it to you guys. Dun, 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 dun. Ta-da! It looks like a little bubbling cauldron. Isn't that the best? So it looks like that's straight where Amaryllis is trying to run to. Let's see if she can actually light that or not. Nope, she got blocked. She can browse books or chat with her grandmother, though. She is dressed for doing something fun, though. And I imagine Grandma would just want her to focus on trying to do some more research on her vampiric abilities. Oh, what's that? Oh, that statue's so pretty. That's so cool. But yeah, I imagine her grandmother would be very insistent on her doing research on her vampiric abilities or maybe playing the pipe organ. So what could Janelle do to have fun without getting dragged into what Grandma wants to do? What is there to do that's kind of just fun here on the family farm? Let's see. We could view these things. Could she could light that and probably burn the whole dusty house down, which is not something I really want to do. What on earth could we have our beloved little Amaryllis work on skill-wise when she needs to have some fun? So that would be like chess. Chess would actually be really good. Chess would definitely do. I think we'll go ahead and we'll add in a spot for those two to be able to play chess. I have to be very careful because I only have so much money. Amaryllis really used a lot of the family funds up setting up her awesome shop that we definitely need to make some income in. But let's go ahead and pick out some really nice chairs. Some really comfortable, wonderful, awesome chairs. Not the ghosty chair, but maybe something a little bit nicer. Ooh, what about like, oh, look at that. That's such a cute one. Let's see if that works with the chess table. In fact, let me go ahead and kind of look slowly through everything. I think having a nice chess table would work out really well for this family. So I could go ahead and put that right over here. And I imagine she and grandmother would discuss how to manipulate, how to control, how to manage humans quite a bit at that chess table. So let me go ahead and scooch this over here and see if I can get a good chair put down. Man, I love all of the options that are just expanding and expanding and expanding for us to pick from as new expansions and new stuff packs and new game packs come out. It's really fun. I'm addicted to that kind of stuff though. I love having all of those options. All right, we'll raise that up a little bit. I like it. I feel like there needs to be a window over here though. So we'll get a narrow Victorian window tucked right there and we'll move the lamp over. There, that's a little bit better. Nice and dusty and grimy and covered in spider webs and cracks so that hopefully the window won't let too much sunlight in. Though it's Eternal Darkness mod that we put in Forgotten Hollows. All right, let's go ahead and play with Cynthia because I think that would be good. Amaryllis can sit down with her grandmother, gain quite a bit of fun. And this seems very fitting because then Cynthia can share some of her logic about the world, some of the things that she has learned over her long lifetime of dealing with mortals and dealing with the trials and tribulations and spiders. That's so cool. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's my first spider sighting. I love it. Cynthia, can we name her? Oh, I kind of want to name her Tabitha, like Queen Tabitha. There's Queen Tabitha, our glorious spider hanging out in the back there. That's so fun. I bet Cynthia spends a lot of time talking to Queen Tabitha back there. Hello, Queen Tabitha. How are you doing today? And I wonder what... I imagine Cynthia is much more of the traditional variant who says you should just use humans however you want. Don't worry about offending them. She might be telling her granddaughter that you just need to have a little bit of a more subtle touch. So I imagine she's getting two different really varied world views from her grandmother and from Janelle. Janelle is arguing for respecting the independence and intelligence and the autonomy of the humans that they happen to be around. And Cynthia is arguing that that's quaint for those short-lived creatures, but it's really more about being extremely subtle and being able to convince them that you know what's best for them. And when you're so long-lived and have a whole different perspective on the world, then of course you do know what's best for the mortals. So yeah, Cynthia is just going to be telling her granddaughter to study her vampire powers and use commands. And I think maybe that's kind of what Amaryllis is most comfortable with. So we'll have to see. Is she going to play with Grandma? Yeah, I think her grandmother can join the game. And so she's learning a lot of vampire lore, learning how to manage humans, and of course, Queen Tabitha is hanging out on her spider web right back behind them. Oh my gosh, I love that spider. That's so cool! Oh, little ambient animals like that are awesome. They add a lot of detail, don't they? That's so fun. I've also heard rumors of a small pets game pack expansion that may or may not happen that will really focus on letting you like breed special birds and reptiles and unlock special hidden breeds, kind of like the frogs, and set up a pet store and be able to sell stuff from a pet store. But who knows if that was actually real? Those are totally just rumors I've heard. All right. And then what time is it? It is about... Don't cheat, Amaryllis. But I guess that's actually putting her grandmother's lessons of being a little bit more subtle to use. But we'll go ahead and let Amaryllis build up her fun. And then, there we go. Now she's happy, and she's still thinking about her first kiss. And her mood is really going up. And I think that she would want to do a little bit more. What can we do to build more points? I'm pretty sure... The PowerPoints, I'm pretty sure it tells you how to gain more energy. It's just like using your vampiric abilities. All right, so compliment someone, do something romantic, make out with Janelle. All right, so now that we've kind of settled into learning what we can from Grandma, have we gained any logic? We have gained a whole logic skill as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and have Janelle come over. Maybe she can gussy up real quick. We'll have her freshen up even though she can't see what's in the mirror. And then I think she'll go outside to maybe meditate for a moment, evolve the plants that are over here, and then we'll invite Janelle over and see what Janelle thinks about... What are you singing? Melody of the Undead from Hearing Great Music. The tune sounds familiar. Although distinctly foreign in nature, it's hard to pinpoint the origins of the song. The sound resonates as an ageless quality. Oh my gosh. Did we just get haunted? Or was it just walking past like the pipe organ? That's so cool. All right, Amaryllis is freshening up so that she'll be ready for Janelle to come over. And then we'll pop down into the garden. And we can work on upgrading some of the plants in the garden because it looks like several of them are ready to be evolved. Are you ready to be evolved? Yep. And you're ready to be evolved, and you're ready to be evolved. So all of these are the wolfsbane. I don't think we can put... Whoa! I wasn't ready for her to appear like a bat like that. That was so cool. I forget that she can just move that easy from place to place. And we'll have her evolve some of these really quickly. There we go. Meanwhile, Cynthia is very excited and she's going to focus on doing all sorts of logic building over there now. There we go. And we'll have you evolve. Oh, I think she's going to go through and evolve all of them for me. Yay, I don't have to command her maybe. Or maybe I do. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so she's going to evolve that one. Don't forget this one. And this one. That's so surreal to actually hear... I heard a bird tweeting, and I'm not talking about the very noisy babies that you guys can probably hear in the background, but like a bird in the game. But it's like pitch black here. I guess the birds have learned that they have to adapt. Alright, Come on, Amaryllis. We've got to get the garden and everything looking really nice. Because pretty soon here, we're going to have Janelle come over if she feels comfortable about it. Alright, working on that, evolving. We need to be able to harvest from these plasma trees at some point. Let's see. Alright, so she can't reach some of them, but that's okay, I'll move them later. Oh, and is this leveling up her gardening skill? Fantastic. That's definitely something I need. Alright. Yes! Alright, garden level 3, we can fertilize plants now. It might behoove us to go and learn how to do some fishing at some point then. Alright, so now that we have managed to do that, I think Amaryllis would be feeling nice and relaxed. Oh, is she feeling flirty? She's feeling flirty from a glamorous presence from having gone ahead and kind of tidied herself up in the mirror. So let's have her do dark meditation for just a minute here in her garden, wearing her little adventure outfit. It'd be kind of fun if we could do something just a little bit like World Adventures, maybe on a smaller scale. Like have a little adventure that they could go on lots, but you could just download lots and pretend they're adventurous. So I should probably look into that. That would be fun. Just having a lot where it could be like, I've seen on the gallery, like Mount Nomia having vacation-esque lots that you could send your Sims to would be really fun. Just so you could be like, yeah, they went to this special location. All right, so building the vampire energy. Can I, whoops, don't always move as a bat. What else can we do to build? Can we dark meditate a little bit longer? So that builds vampire energy and gives us a few vampire points. Oh, I guess talking to her grandmother, who's feeling sad because she's always gloomy, I think she can actually speak with her grandmother and offer vampiric training? What? Oh my gosh! So she's actually just as strong as her grandmother now. We might have to look for a new mentor. What do you guys think about that? We might have to find a new mentor for Amaryllis because she has become just as strong as her grandmother ever was. I guess her grandmother's maybe kind of... her grandmother is lazy, actually. I know for a fact that Grandma Cynthia is extremely lazy and she's gloomy, so maybe she just doesn't do much in life, and Amaryllis is far more ambitious than her granddaughter ever was, or than her grandmother ever was. So we may have to look for a stronger vampire to become educated from and learn from. That would be really interesting. All right, but we're here on the farm, and we've tidied up. And let's go ahead. Can we call Janelle? Can we invite her to hang out at the current lot? Let's see if she'll accept or not. Now that we're ready to go, we can show her around the home, make her a fresh cup of tea. And Janelle's going to be right over. All right, you guys. So we may have an opportunity. Let's go ahead and change into one of our nicer outfits. Are we missing shoes? It appears I need to, tend to adjusting what our nicer outfits look like. So let's go for a normal outfit instead. But it appears we are going to have another opportunity with Janelle to make her feel more comfortable with the very, very interesting, very new idea of hanging out with a vampire. So we'll invite her over. We'll see if Cynthia is going to just pounce on... Oh, there's Janelle already! Apparently she was really eager to come over. She is part of the Page Turner's book club, so maybe she's been at home like researching all night and she's ready to be here, and we're going to go ahead and invite her on in, and I will see you guys next time when we see how Janelle's visit here goes. And after that, hopefully, now that these plants will have a chance to grow a little bit more, so eventually we can have a harvest. It's taken forever to get some of the plasma fruit harvest, but hopefully we'll have a plasma fruit harvest, and then we can head back over to the flower shop and continue work on the flower shop there, because we have so much, so much that I want to do with our precious, adorable little vampiric florist Amaryllis. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.